Now, is this going to be an ongoing annual event, or is this a first time out of the gate? Because this is, pardon my ignorance, but this is the first time I've heard a campaign called the Purple Purse, and It's a great cause, and it does, as you would say, Wendy, as you see people walking around with these purple purses, which is not just a clever little hook. We actually have one here in the studio to take a look at.
We have a gorgeous Coach purple purse.
Somebody get security. She said it's a Coach.
Oh, sorry. So it's kind of a combination. We don't necessarily know because Allstate makes a decision who their partners are going to be. So we certainly hope that they continue to partner with us, and they have continued with other organizations that they've started out with. It's purple because that's the color for Domestic Violence Awareness Month is purple, and it's a purse primarily because it's both financial issues and also because the most likely victim is a woman, which is not to suggest that men aren't victimized by domestic violence, but it's far more common that it's a woman that is. And part of the reason for picking out some of the celebrities is because the people that are involved really have both access to communities and also they represent a diversity of places where information needs to be known. So, we have Bill Forsythe from the Prosecuting Attorney's Office and George Hartwell from the city. We have Sarah Smolinski, who is a judge, Tom Haas and Steve Ender, and from Grand Valley and from CC. And I think one of the things that people don't often understand is that domestic violence isn't a 40-year-old's issue. It's also a 20-year-old's issue. And, young people that are in college, that's often the time when the domestic violence starts, whether they're living together or in a dating relationship. And Tom Haas, in particular, Grand Valley, has really stepped forward in the last few years in making the community, the Grand Valley community, aware of domestic violence and especially sexual assault. And sexual assault, Grand Valley has been way ahead of other universities around the country in acknowledging that sexual assault can happen on campus. And how do we train police officers and how do we train counselors and dorm advisors? And so the audiences are really people that have influence and also have an audience themselves to promote the services of the YWCA and, of course, hopefully raise money for the YW.
And we want to thank you, too, for being a part of it this morning. You're listening to Sunday Morning Townsquare, and we're talking about the Purple Purse campaign, something a little new here in Grand Rapids. And we are out to, spread the education of this event being a pooled together resources of the YWCA and Allstate Foundation and local celebrities like our very own Wendy Reed to get the word out. Now, I know Wendy's turning about 8 shades of red, but what we mean by that is it's people that you come in contact with day in and day out. Have it be via the radio, have it be George doing a press conference at City Hall. These are all people that we would normally look up to in our community for some guidance, perhaps. And with this event, as you said, it's the first time. We hope it's not the last time for the Purple Purse, and maybe we can have somebody else grab the torch and carry it on if things don't come together for next year. But it's here. It's this year. The campaign has already started to unfold. For folks at home, how can they get this Purple Purse? How can they become more involved in this single campaign?
Well, there are a variety of reasons. If they are on Facebook, they certainly can go to the YWCA West Central Michigan's Facebook page, and there is a link there for donating. Donating, a couple things. One is, of course, we love the money. There are also some contests around donating. So, as he said, we have this lovely purple purse in the studio today. One purse will be given away a week. Those purses were donated by Allstate. Allstate also has a variety of different competitions throughout the 4-week period. So, for example, this week, every day this week that we exceed $100, we get put into a pot, and the names are drawn out, and then we receive more money from Allstate if our name is drawn out. So you can go to our Facebook page. You can also go to bit.ly/Purple Purse Grand Rapids, or GR. And you certainly can call the YWCA. If you don't remember how to access it, we're more than happy to provide that information.
Now, Wendy, with you teaming up this year, what are some of the things that jump off the page for you that you want to make sure before we let everyone go this morning you want to make sure a message gets out, and what would that be?
I think the biggest thing is just that people need to realize that the YWCA is there, that these services are available, and that you guys offer so many that, for a long time, I thought that the YWCA was like the YMCA for the longest time. I'm like, oh, they have gyms. Cool.
But you just got to leave the seat down. That's right. The only difference.
But no, the services that are provided, the more that we get the information out there and that it's readily available to people who need it. That's really important to me. I've had conversations with others from the YWCA and Heather Coletto. Specifically, we had a discussion about how you guys like to have the information out there, but kind of in plain sight, but hidden, in places where people wouldn't think that it would be necessarily, but they come across it. So, because the way that the YWCA's website is set up is that there are buttons that you can push to easily get out of it, because
right, if you're looking for resources and somebody walks in the room.
Exactly, gotcha. Exactly. So, that information is housed on a few of our websites here at Townsquare, because I've put it there. I got sneaky. But it's having the information out there. A, how to get in touch with the YWCA. B, that these services are in fact available. C, that, if you're in one of these situations and the financial abuse part of it is what's keeping you there, the YWCA has the services to help you. You don't have to stay just because, you don't have to stay because you think you can't afford to leave. There's plenty of help out there, and there are plenty of people that can help you.
And before we let you go, is there anything you want to make sure that we really hit on the head and make sure that we pound in the thoughts of everyone this morning?
Yeah, I think that many people, when they think of domestic violence services, they think of emergency shelter. And certainly emergency shelter is very important. We really want people to come in long before their domestic violence issue is also a housing crisis. So as soon as somebody is just uncomfortable, not feeling sure what's going on in their relationship, where is this going, you don't have to wait until you've been struck before you contact the YW. So many of our services are without charge. We have crisis counseling, we have support groups, we also have therapists, we have not only do we have crisis housing, but we have transitional housing and longer term housing if somebody needs more time to gain employment skills or to correct their credit issues, that kind of thing. We also provide medical forensic exams. So we are in Grand Rapids, in Kent County. If you're sexually assaulted, you come to the YWCA with nurse examiners to provide those medical forensic exams. And they're also available for domestic violence survivors coming through any of our programs. So we just encourage people to know about our services. And I also just want to mention that Safe Haven Ministry is a very important domestic violence service in Grand Rapids. We partner with them all of the time. And so it's YW and Safe Haven, the combination of the two of them, us. We try to provide as many services as we can throughout the community.
Now, while folks are getting their second cup of coffee by now, hopefully there you can focus on a piece of paper. Is there some information that they can write down, a phone number, an email address? Now, Wendy, I'm going to beg you as soon as we get off the air to put some sort of blog on all of our radio station sites. But if somebody is at home right now with the eagerness to write down this information, what can we pass them along right now?
So they can go to our website, which is www.ywcawcmi.org. They can go to our Facebook page. They can call our crisis intervention number, which is 451-2744. And again, that's 451-2744. That's available 24/7. Or they can call the main number of the YWCA, and they'll be directed to any department that they need.
Okay. Thank you again for your time this morning and getting up so early. It's a great cause. It's the Purple Purse. Wendy, you are going to put a blog on every one of our radio station websites.
Yep.
So if you're just joining us, or maybe you're getting in and out of the car for church this morning, we got you covered. Just check out the radio station website, and all that information will be there for you. And just before we let you go, this Purple Purse can also be a man's satchel. So yeah, I just want to throw that out there. It can be a man bag, too.
Structured that way deliberately.
Well, thank you both so much for coming in, and it's such an important cause. Statistically, we all know that Kent County has its issues with domestic violence, and it's something that we have to look out for each other. I mean, we're all in this together. We're all neighbors. It could be somebody that is in the PTA with you, or it could be sitting in the church pew next to you next weekend. So let's look out for one another, and of course, take care of one another and yourselves. Thanks again for being a part of it, ladies. As always, thank you again. I'm Tim Harris, and this has been another edition of Sunday Morning Townsquare. Again, for more information about the topic heard today, check out the radio station website later this morning. Have a great weekend, and thanks again for listening to Sunday Morning Townsquare. Morning Townsquare.